Okay, so the crypto market has been a total roller coaster lately, right? But while a lot of things are choppy, there's this one token that is just soaring. It's smashing through resistance levels with a surge that's pretty incredible. And we're talking about DX.
Yeah, just look at that number, 99%. Let that sink in for a second. That's the price increase for DEXE in just the last 30 days. While so many other coins are just trying to keep their heads above water, this thing has almost doubled its value. And that really brings us to the million-dollar question, doesn't it? Is this rally for real? Is there some genuine fundamental strength behind this? Or are we just watching another crypto bubble get ready to pop? Well, let's dig in and find out.
So, first things first, we have to look at the hard data, because this wasn't some slow and steady climb. No, this was a dramatic, powerful, and sudden move.
What's really striking here is just the speed of it all. I mean, we're seeing a nearly 45% gain in the last week alone, and that's just one piece of this massive 99% climb over the past month. And check out the trading volume, hovering near $22.7 million. That tells you this isn't just a small group of traders. There's some serious active interest here. Now, here's the crucial point. This doesn't really look like your typical artificial pump. The on-chain data, the actual transactions happening right on the blockchain, suggests this is a real accumulation. And when that kind of buying happens near key resistance levels, which are basically price ceilings an asset has struggled to break in the past, it can be a signal that the market is starting a fundamental revaluation. In other words, people aren't just speculating. They're starting to believe it's actually worth more.
Okay, so if it's more than just a pump, then what is DZ? Let's peel back the layers and get into its core identity as a DAO governance engine.
First, just a quick refresher on what a DAO even is. It stands for a decentralized autonomous organization. The easiest way to think about it is like a company or a club that runs entirely on code. There's no CEO, no board of directors. Instead, every single decision is made by the community of token holders who vote on proposals. So within that system, the DEXE token has a very specific job. It's not just for buying and selling. Its whole purpose is to give its holders power. You use it to make governance decisions, to vote on proposals, to earn rewards through staking, and to collectively manage where the project goes next. It's your voice.
And this quote right here, it really gets to the heart of the whole project's philosophy. The team's stated goal is to build the essential infrastructure for these on-chain communities. They're positioning DEXE as a tool for governance first and a tradable asset second. That's a really important distinction. Now, to really understand its potential, we gotta look beyond the crazy price chart and check out its history and what it's actually used for.
What's interesting is that DEXE didn't actually start out as a DAO platform. It began its life as a decentralized copy trading service where you could mirror the strategies of successful traders. But over time, it evolved. It pivoted its focus to become this comprehensive infrastructure project for DAOs. A huge milestone for them was locking up most of its tokens in community-governed smart contracts. That's a major move to prove transparency and build trust.
So what does this actually look like in practice? Well, imagine a DAO has a treasury full of funds. To decide how to invest that money, a member creates a proposal. Then, using DEXE's platform, all the DEXE token holders can vote on that proposal directly on the blockchain. The result is transparent, can't be changed, and is automatically executed by the code. See, this is about building social infrastructure, not just a place for speculation.
Of course, DEXE isn't working in a vacuum. It's got competitors. You've got established players like Aragon, which focuses on a broad set of tools for classic DAOs, and more niche projects like DAOstack. DEXE is trying to carve out its own space by combining real governance with economic incentives, and by focusing on multi-chain growth so it can operate across different blockchains. It's a unique angle for sure, but the race to dominate the space is still wide open. And that brings us to the final, and maybe most crucial part of our analysis. No rally lasts forever, so we need to have a balanced look at the risks here and the potential path forward for DEX. There are some very clear warning signs to keep in mind. First, high volatility. A rally that goes up this fast can reverse just as quickly. Second, technical pullbacks are super common. After such an aggressive climb, the market often needs to cool off for a bit. And finally, maybe the biggest risk is structural. The mainstream adoption of DAOs is still a huge question mark. The whole sector's success is not guaranteed. So, this leaves us with two very different potential futures. In the bullish scenario, the DAO trend just keeps growing, DC becomes a leader in providing the infrastructure, and the token's value is driven by real utility. But in the bearish scenario, this rally turns out to be just hype, technical corrections take over, and the broader DAO market kind of stagnates, leaving DC without a growing user base to support it.
And this brings us right back to where we started. The key to DEXE's future is its ability to maintain this momentum, not just in its price, but in real on-chain adoption and volume. So the final question to think about is this: is DEX building the foundational infrastructure for a decentralized future, or is it just the next crypto fad that's about to cool off?